I've spent the last decade or so learning about civil rights and systemic racism. I read, I listen, I speak up, and honestly, I thought I had a really good grasp on things. I understood that racism exists in systems as well as in examples of individual hate. But what I didn't see fully until recently was that I am still a part of those existing systems, even when I'm trying to do the right thing. And the conversation that led me there was super uncomfortable, but it was important. So I want to talk about it. I was on a TikTok live asking about how I could educate other white people on my own TikTok lives. I've studied this for years. I've tried to speak up. I've tried to show up. So I thought I was ready. When I asked, I expected encouragement and yeah, you should do that. And instead I got, you're not ready. And I'll be honest, it pissed me off. I got defensive. They said they didn't think I would speak up if I saw racism right in front of me. And I pushed back. I gave them examples with my family and other relationships where I did speak up. Then suddenly it felt like everything I was saying was wrong. They said I was tokenizing. And because I had this deep need to be understood, I started trying to explain. I wasn't tokenizing, I was just using it as an example as blah, 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 blah. Me trying to explain wasn't me listening to what they were saying. And they were right. It sounded like excuses and not like I was there to learn. I was the one who asked the question, after all. Then John, a white creator who's way further along in this journey than I am, started to explain to me what they were seeing. And as he talked, I realized something that completely shook me. 10 years of caring, 10 years of learning, 10 years of trying, and I still had blind spots I couldn't see. I still have so much more I need to learn and so much more to understand. I felt frustrated, overwhelmed. I started to cry. That definitely did not land well. Some people rolled their eyes. Some were down in the comments going, WTF, YT girl crying. Not white tears, They talked about how white women's tears can cause damage and are dangerous to brown and black people. All this I knew, right? But it's me. I understand these things. So I'm still not getting it. Everything just kind of blew up from there. And then I made the mistake of hanging around and lurking in the comments and listening to what they were saying about me after I left. Reflecting, it's all stuff I needed to hear, but fuck, it hurt. Later in the day, John went live and I joined again, but I came at it differently. I didn't defend myself, I just listened. And at their suggestion, I watched the documentary Deconstructing Karen. They warned me that I would want to walk away, and I did recognize myself in some of those women. That was a hard watch. It was super uncomfortable, but it was also clarifying. Here's what finally clicked for me. I already knew that racism was systemic. What I hadn't fully accepted or even tried to realize was that I was still part of that system. After all, the foundation of this country was established by white men in favor of white people, and I am white and still part of that system. Plus, as a white woman, I'm also more likely to be believed. I get the benefit of the doubt. I get protection. I get second chances that brown and black people don't get. That means my reactions carry more weight than I realized. Sometimes I can cause harm without intending to. Those white tears during that live could have prompted some YT dude to pop into one of those people's inboxes and start threatening them. You just don't ever know. Another part that stung. The host said, I don't coddle white people. It's not my job to educate you. And she's 100% right. They were pushing me to do my own work instead of expecting them to do it for me. And that makes sense because for generations, black and brown people have been forced to carry that responsibility and the burden of racism and the burden of explaining it. I'm still embarrassed about parts of yesterday. But like John said, it's not about being embarrassed, it's about being aware. I'm still processing, but that experience forced me to look for blind spots I didn't know I had. And now my goal isn't to be the good white person. My goal is to stay present, listen more than I talk, even when it stings, even when it hurts to admit I'm part of that system. So I'm still learning, and I hope I always will be. If any of this hits home for you, I'd love to hear a moment or a conversation that helps something finally click in your journey. Thanks for listening.